Okay, so what we've been doing is we've been looking at the skill builders, basically how to solve these equations without actually looking at what does it mean and what we're actually trying to achieve. Now, there's a lot of little ins and outs that I mentioned before. There's a lot of little tricks associated with it. The main thing you need to be doing is practice. If you can do a lot of practice, a lot of the understanding starts to develop over that time. But really, what we're looking at in this video is what on earth does this mean? And we're going to look at some tricks that will help us to solve equations with more than one solution. So what this really means is when is the sine wave at a height of a half? At what point on the x-axis is the sine wave at a height of a half? At what point is the sine wave on the x-axis at a height of a half? So we have a look at that. Let's look at our sine curve. We're basically asking the question when we say when is sine x equal to a half, when is the sine curve at a height of a half? It's a height of a half at 30 degrees, and it's also a height of a half a second time round. There is an infinite number of results, but we really look at the majority of ours in over 360 degrees on the x-axis in the Nat 5 course. So I'm really just going to focus on that, but it does repeat infinitely, and it keeps repeating that pattern over and over again. All right. So sine x equals a half. We're saying, well, it equals a half here, and it equals a half here, second time round. If I was to ask the question, cos x equals 0.1. What I'm asking is, when is the cos curve on the x-axis at a height of, what point on the cos curve on the x-axis is the cos curve at a height of 0.1? And this is really what this is asking. At what point on the x-axis is the cos curve when its height is 0.1? So let's have a look at that. So really, if we were to say 0.1, be about here, it's asking at what point on the x-axis is the cos curve at 0.1? It's about here, and that will be about here as well. Okay? And again, let's have a look at the next kind of question. What? Okay, that's asking when is the tan curve at a height of 0.9? Now, what values of x make the tan curve have a height of 0.9? So let's have a look. So if you were to look at this equation here, tan curve is at a height of 0.9 about here, and it's also about a height here. It's almost 45 degrees along the x-axis. If you notice that each time, for all these curves, there's actually two solutions in a 360 degree on the x-axis. There's two solutions. The curve reaches that height twice, right? Or it reaches this height here and here twice. It reaches a height here, and it also reaches that height again later on in the curve here. It reaches the height here, and it reaches that height again here, or reaches that height once there, but it also reaches that height approximately here as well. So every curve has around two solutions on 360 degrees. All right, that's the main thing you've got to understand. There's at least two solutions for a standard sine curve, and we're going to work out how we sort of make these solutions work for us.